Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmanandaji Maharaj, to sage Narada and all other sages and saints, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. So let's complete this Narada Bhakti Sutras. We are on chapter number 4, and it's called The Glory of One Pointed Devotion. It is the very last sutra of the Narada Bhakti Sutra. So we are concluding this beautiful scripture today. This is the final sutra, sutra number 84, and then we would have completed this amazing book by our Guruji. It's called the Narada Bhakti Sutras by Swami Jyotirmanandaji, and extremely detailed. And if you are interested in in actually having a copy of this, you can go to YRF, Y as in young, R as in Randy, F as in Frank, yrf.org, and you can order this book. This scripture, actually Swamiji is an enlightened sage. He is over 90 years in age right now, and he is a fully blossomed enlightened sage. Just being in his presence will give you holy vibrations. There are many devotees who have ordered his books. His writing style is exquisite, as you can see by my trying to narrate his wonderful writings and his scriptures. So we are on the very final sutra, and then we will be picking up another scripture. The final sutra is य इदं नारद प्रोक्तं शिवानुशासनं विश्वसिति श्रद्धते स भक्तिमान् भवति सः प्रेष्ठं लभते सः प्रेष्ठं लभते इति. Let's repeat. य इदं नारद प्रोक्तं शिवानुशासनं विश्वसिति श्रद्धते स भक्तिमान् भवति सः प्रेष्ठं लभते सः प्रेष्ठं लभते इति. So meaning, he who has conviction as well as faith in this auspicious teaching, the doctrine of devotion, as stated by Narada, attains the Supreme Beloved. He indeed attains the Supreme Beloved. So it is repeated twice that there is no doubt he will get there. Thus ends, iti means thus ends, the conclusion. Thus ends the Narada Bhakti Sutras. As I told you, this is the final sutra in Narada Bhakti Sutras. Only 84 total sutras, but full of devotion, love, and rasa, nectar. Explanation. So this sutra throws light on the entire outline of the doctrine of devotion and gives its main highlights in a superbly artistic fashion. A great work must show consistency between upakrama, which is the beginning, and upsamhara, which is the conclusion. Sage Narada therefore recapitulates the beginning 6 sutras in this single sutra. So Narada, Sage Narada is summarizing it beautifully for us. Idam meaning this. The simple word refers to Bhakti Yoga, or the path of devotion, which is open to all. There is no qualification needed, just an open heart filled with love. It suggests the universality on the path of devotion. And Narada Proktam means as stated or expounded by Sage Narada. Narada says this. This subtle reference implies that the teachings must be received through a spiritual preceptor, a guru. The importance of a guru must be well recognized in order to learn the subtle art of developing divine love. We cannot just read books. We have to come in touch with human personalities who have experienced this, who know something about the subject, and therefore they are like competent guides who can share the pitfalls and the learnings so you can grow quickly on that process, on that path. So, Shivanushasanam means the teaching that is auspicious, the teachings imparted by Lord Shiva. So, the teachings contained in these sutras are believed to have originally proceeded from Lord Shiva and therefore lead directly to the divine self. So, sage Narada, although he wrote the sutras, the original preceptor is Lord Shiva, who created these sutras that Narada codified into the scripture. So whoever follows them becomes an abode of everything auspicious. Saintliness is a blossom on the tree of humanity. A movement towards saintliness is not only beneficial for the individual but also for the entire world. The rays of the sun benefit everybody. The fragrance of the flower is automatic, it reaches. Same with sandalwood, same with spring season. Wherever sages and saints go, they create an aura of happiness and love. A devotee alone can render the greatest and most effective service to the world. Therefore, become a devotee, be humble and be full of love. Vishwasati means belief on the basis of intellectual conviction. The reference here is to the role of intellect on the path of devotion. A devotee should not denounce intellect, but rather should render it subtle and sharp in order to promote higher forms of divine love. In doing so, he will enter into the realm of intuition where intellect is transcended. So, although intellect is there, but the intuition takes over. And Shraddhate means belief on the faith basis of faith. A devotee must develop faith, which refers to the culture of the heart aspect in a man, in humans. A devotee must promote a balance of heart and head. So we should be well aligned, just like your car should be aligned properly for it to move. All the tires should have equal air, etc. We also need to have bhakti, heart, head, and hands. We should use that wisely and in a proportionate way where both blend into the stream of divine love. So Shraddha is that mystic, Shraddha is faith. It's that mystic quality which enables the heart of a devotee to reflect the transcendental truth in the divine self. And Preshtham Labate means the devotee attains that which is of the nature of supreme love. So he eventually, with his increasing sincerity and devotion, he actually reaches there. And Sutra number 2 gives us more detail in case you want to refresh that. The divine soul is the self within us, that is the object of one's quest through numerous embodiments. That is what we are trying to do, get self realization, find out who we really are. And objects of the world are loved not for their sake but for the sake of the self, for that self. Therefore, the sages have said, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Sage Yagyavalkya said that to his wife Gargi in Brihadaranyaka Upanishada, that it's the self that we are after. We think the happiness is coming from outside, but no, it's really to satisfy ourself. It's within us. Behind every movement in life is an inherent urge to find supreme repose in the divine self. The devotee attains that blessed goal and becomes one with the divinity. This is where he achieves the cherished goal of liberation or mukti. And finally, it's repeated again, Preshtham Labate. The repetition again is to show the conclusion of the Bhakti Sutras. And this was the old ancient tradition that where the same thing would be repeated twice with the word iti meant that it is now ending. And atha means we are starting it. So everything was very well structured, very well thought out when these sages and saints were writing these holy scriptures. So the repetition, further the term labhate also means gains, as contrasted to the term prapyate, which means attains. So this has a great significance, which means a devotee discovers divine love through divine grace. He does not attain it. This is not an object to be attained. It comes through the grace of God, through your sincere effort, but again, through God's blessings and grace. It is an object for is attained in the world of time and space. So the mystic force of divine love opens the floodgates of divine grace. As we open, do our effort, divine grace comes in, and the devotee is led to the ascending heights of ecstasy until he becomes one with the beloved. So, with this, we are ending this wonderful holy scripture, Narada Bhakti Sutras. May all of you be blessed with Shakti, Bhakti, and Mukti. Shakti strength, Bhakti devotion, Mukti liberation. And may you all be blessed. May you all be inspired to continue to have daily satsangas, even if for a short while, for the rest of your life. And may you continue to grow. Do some meditation, do some bhakti, follow the process of integral yoga, which is selfless service, devotion, meditation, and scriptural reading, and it will do tremendous benefit to you. And if you can share this wonderful work, these videos with satsanga videos with your people who are interested, who want to learn more about Sanatana Dharma, this would be a wonderful service to Sanatana Dharma and to our sages and saints, because in this Kali Yuga, people are so frustrated, they are so tired, and they may have material comforts, but they don't have peace, they don't have happiness, they are lost, and then unfortunately many of them die like that. So we don't want these people to suffer. So if you really are compassionate and loving, and you are experiencing this joy, then share this joy with others. Tell them how your life changed. Become a walking temple of God. Be an instrument in the divine plan. And that would be the best service you could offer to any guru. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.